The enemy team grabbed the red flag. One of Lu Jianfeng's men sprinted back, cheering that they had secured it. From afar, his teammates praised the thief, declaring they only needed to bring the flag back to win. The flag carrier leapt forward, boasting that they would be the first to defeat Shadow. However, as he landed, he triggered a hidden trap, setting off a massive green explosion. As the poison fog cleared, the shocked enemies saw that the flag carrier had been instantly killed, dropping his loot and the flag. Shadow calmly explained to a stunned Chen Wuming that a poison trap caused the blast. He revealed to Lu Jianfeng that he had secretly placed invisible poison traps all over the battlefield at the start of the game, taking advantage of his high stealth level. Furious, Lu Jianfeng yelled at Shadow, asking why he wasn't disqualified for attacking others while locked in a duel. Summoning a glowing trap into his hand, Shadow smugly pointed out a loophole. The rules forbade active attacking outside a duel, but since the enemies stepped on the traps themselves, it didn't count as an active attack. He then swiftly finished off his current opponent with a strike to the head. As the system announced his victory, he coldly called for the next challenger. Refusing to believe Shadow could one-shot everyone, an enemy named Mule charged in and initiated a duel. Before he could even react, Shadow struck his face, instantly defeating him. The system rapidly announced a continuous string of duels initiated and instantly lost by multiple other players. Seeing this, a panicked Lu Jianfeng activated his sprinting skill and bolted. His confused men called out, asking where he was going. As he ran, Lu Jianfeng deliberately stomped the ground, triggering another hidden trap and engulfing himself in a massive poison explosion. However, he emerged completely unharmed thanks to his damage immunity shields. His subordinates realized he was acting as a human minesweeper to clear a safe path. As the traps detonated, his men figured they just needed to follow his footsteps. When one questioned why Lu Jianfeng didn't grab the flag himself, another replied that he didn't understand their leader's true goal. Seeing Lu Jianfeng's intense expression, they deduced his actual goal was to have an honorable duel with Shadow. They were deeply moved by the idea of a showdown between two great warriors. Fired up and determined to let their leader fight without distractions, the group charged forward to snatch the flag. However, Chen Wuming blocked their path, staring them down and firmly stating he would protect everything belonging to Shadow. The enemies sneered, acknowledging his high level and gear but doubting he could take them all on by himself. With a smirk, Chen Wuming asked who said he was going to fight the whole group. As Shadow defeated another challenger in the background, Chen Wuming executed his real plan. He initiated a duel against Lu Jianfeng. The fleeing leader was abruptly stopped in his tracks, shocked as blue energy bound him to a forced fight with Chen Wuming. Lu Jianfeng glared at him in frustration. Because Chen Wuming entered a duel, the stolen flag teleported to a random nearby location. Chen Wuming taunted Lu Jianfeng, revealing he had seen through his plan and tied him up to counter his annoying damage reduction shields. With Lu Jianfeng locked in battle, Shadow was free to act. A terrifying red aura erupted from him, washing over the remaining enemies and freezing them in fear. Shadow praised Chen Wuming for a job well done. Left without their leader's protection, the panicked subordinates looked at each other in despair. Before they could react, Shadow moved in a blinding blur of red energy. His slashes effortlessly tore through the remaining enemies, sending them straight back to their respawn points. Standing amidst the dropped loot, Shadow had completely wiped out the group. Suddenly, a shout from behind warned him the battle wasn't over. He turned to see a heavily bruised, unconscious Chen Wuming held by his collar. After the system announced Chen Wuming's defeat, Lu Jianfeng instantly initiated a duel against Shadow. Dropping Chen Wuming, he fiercely declared that Shadow still had to deal with him. The two finally faced off. Lu Jianfeng leapt into the air, bringing his blade down in a powerful strike toward the calmly waiting Shadow. Years later, Lu Jianfeng would look back on this moment with a fond smile. He recalled pushing his swordsman class to its absolute peak, using the wind as his blade and the clouds as his shield. His offense and defense blended flawlessly. He unleashed a relentless storm of strikes, advancing and retreating with perfect fluidity. In that brief moment, he truly felt he had mastered the path of a sword saint. His blade moved like a biting wind, cutting faster and faster in a deadly dance. A fierce gale howled through the area, with every burst of wind acting as a sharp blade that carved deep trenches into the stone walls as he danced through the air. He didn't know how long his assault lasted before exhaustion set in. Through the hazy winds, he saw Shadow finally move and clearly heard him speak a single sentence. In the future, recalling this memory would always make Lu Jianfeng laugh at its sheer absurdity. Standing completely unfazed and unharmed by the barrage, Shadow politely thanked him, remarking that the cool breeze felt very comfortable, before counterattacking. When the dust settled, Shadow and his clones stood victorious around the defeated Lu Jianfeng. Shadow politely thanked the fallen guild leader, joking that the wind from his attacks actually felt pretty good. As Lu Jianfeng faded away, Shadow admitted the wind-treading swordsman class was strong. A normal player could never beat its high defense and speed, but Shadow had landed over 200 fast strikes to break it, dodging every attack in the process. The system announced his win and warned that the tomb boss was coming. From outside, Chen Wuming messaged Shadow for an update. Shadow said the fight was over and he was ready for the boss. Chen Wuming panicked, saying they couldn't get inside to help. Thick blue chains had sealed the purple portal shut. A giant, multi-armed bone bishop appeared in the tomb. Seeing the level 20 diamond grade boss, Chen Wuming freaked out. He asked if Shadow could handle it alone since it usually took a full team to beat something like that, and begged to know how they could help. Annoyed by the loud yelling, Shadow simply told him to shut up. Shadow realized he was flying blind. In his past life, his duel with Lu Jianfeng took so long that the timer ran out before the boss even showed up. Because of that, he knew nothing about its attacks. The bone bishop raised its staff, and a huge fiery explosion burst out around it. Wanting to test its defense, Shadow threw a dagger right through the flames, hitting the boss in the head. To his surprise, a glowing orange shield completely blocked the attack. Shadow just wanted to see if the boss had any hidden damage reflection, but he quickly realized it was fully immune to direct hits. He jumped into the air and changed his plan. Using his instant shadow slash, he aimed for one of the glowing metal bracelets on the monster's arms instead of its body. The plan worked. The strong slash easily broke through and shattered the metal bracelet. Shadow was happy to confirm the bracelets were the boss's weak point, but his smile faded when red energy swirled around the wrist, instantly fixing the broken bracelet. He was shocked to see the boss had an instant healing ability to protect its weak points. Before he could think about it more, the bone bishop slammed its giant spear down. Shadow was too slow and got smashed into the stone floor. Thankfully, he had used his shield of black light to block the damage. He finally figured out the trick. Breaking one bracelet wasn't enough. To stop the healing and remove the boss's shield, he had to destroy all 4 bracelets at the exact same time. He called his shadow clones and surrounded the giant enemy. Working together perfectly, Shadow and his clones used instant shadow slash at the same time, sending 4 fast strikes straight at the bone bishop's arms. The attacks shattered all the bracelets at once. The bone bishop screamed in pain as its health bar finally appeared, showing its shield was permanently broken. Shadow frowned as a shocking truth hit him. Those bracelets weren't protecting the boss at all. They were keeping its true power locked away. The boss burst into blue flames and entered its second phase. The system named the giant monster the incarnation of the bone god. Shadow knew that scary name and got ready for the worst. The skeleton god looked down at him and unleashed its chaos demon domain, filling the room with dark red energy that swallowed Shadow whole. A status bar appeared in his vision and filled up with red energy. He was getting hit by a special status effect called chaos. This chaos effect built up over time. Once full, the player would go completely berserk. They would get a huge damage boost but lose control, attacking everyone around them until only one person was left alive. It was a nasty trap meant to make raid teams kill each other. Shadow's chaos meter quickly maxed out, but then he smiled. Since he was fighting completely alone, the friendly fire trap didn't matter at all. For him, the deadly curse was just a massive free boost to his attack power. He gladly accepted the dark energy and his new berserk state. The bone god looked confused. Taking advantage of the monster's pause, Shadow rushed in at top speed. Boosted by the berserk effect, he threw every skill he had at the boss without stopping. The endless attacks hit the boss hard, dealing a crazy 35 million damage in 1 second. The giant skeleton god exploded into loot drops, completely destroyed by the massive attack. The system confirmed the boss was dead. Shadow won over 500,000 experience points, 400 evolution points, tons of tradable lifespan, 14 items, and 7 skill books. He stood there wondering what just happened, surprised that the second phase was over before it really even started.